Okay, think about a product label. You know, that little sticker you probably just peel off and toss without a second thought? Well, what if I told you that that sticker has become maybe the most critical piece of hardware in a massive global industry? That's what we're digging into today.
So, first things first, let's talk about the stakes here. We're looking at a US cannabis market that's on track to hit, get this, $47 billion by 2026. That is just staggering. This isn't some niche underground thing anymore, right? It's a full-blown, sophisticated global business. But, and this is a big but, this industry has one giant, enormous problem.
I mean, think about it. You can't just put up a billboard. You can't run a regular TV ad. Heck, in some places like New York, you can't even have a neon sign. It's like brands have had their voices completely taken away. All their usual tools for talking to customers, gone. Just wiped out by this huge wave of regulations.
So that leads to the big question, doesn't it? If you're completely muzzled, if you can't advertise, how on earth do you even build a brand? How do you tell a customer, hey, we're the good guys, you can trust us? Well, the answer? It's been right there in front of us the whole time, just hiding in plain sight.
To really get this, we got to look at how the industry has grown up. Remember the green rush? You know, that chaotic, hype-fueled, anything-goes era? Well, that's over. We are now smack in the middle of the green reality. And that means it's all about being smart, efficient, using data, and facing some really intense competition. The Wild West is officially history. This is the age of the professional.
Right. So this new reality, it brought with it this unbelievably complex web of rules. Going mainstream didn't mean it was a free-for-all. Oh no. It meant a regulatory tsunami, and brands are basically just trying to navigate it without sinking.
And this whole situation has created this really fascinating strategy. People are calling it the California effect. So imagine you're a big company. Instead of trying to keep track of dozens of different confusing local rules, you do something kind of clever. You just find the strictest rules out there, which are usually from California or New York, and you just apply them to your entire operation, everywhere. It's way simpler, it's safer, and what it really means is that a couple of states are now setting the de facto standard for the whole country.
And believe me, this isn't just a US problem. It's a global headache. You look at the EU, and they're mandating that all your packaging has to be designed for recycling. They're banning certain materials outright. Then, back in North America, some states are forcing you to use post-consumer recycled plastics, you know, stuff that's already been used once. And then there's Canada, where brands are trying to solve the insane puzzle of cramming bilingual text and huge health warnings onto a label the size of a postage stamp. It is a total compliance nightmare. So, with their hands tied by all these rules, what did brands do? They turned to the one single thing they could still control, the label itself. And this, my friends, sparked a full-blown aesthetic revolution. That little sticker went from being just an info tag to a seriously powerful marketing weapon.
So, why the big makeover?
Well, it's a direct response to who the customer is now. The market is getting way broader. Women now make up a huge piece of the pie. So brands realized, whoa, we need to appeal to a totally different kind of person, someone more affluent, more mainstream.
And that means all the old stuff, it's out. Say goodbye to the loud neon colors, the goofy bubble fonts, all that cliché counterculture imagery. It's gone. The new look is clean, it's sophisticated, it's minimalist. It feels premium. It's basically a complete visual reset, designed to get rid of the old stigma. And they're using a very specific design language to do it. We're talking about these muted, earthy greens and warm grays, premium matte finishes that actually feel really nice in your hand, and clean, simple, easy-to-read fonts. The whole goal is just normalcy. They want this product to sit on a shelf and look and feel right at home next to a bag of high-end artisanal coffee or a fancy box of tea.
So, looking good is one thing, but this is where it gets really interesting. The label didn't just get a facelift. It got a brain. Technology basically created a secret backdoor for marketing. Let's call it invisible marketing. Since you can't put up a physical ad, brands just started embedding technology directly into the label. And this creates a digital experience, a way to engage with you. It's a really clever loophole, right? It lets them have a conversation with their customers that would be totally illegal in any other format. And here's what it looks like from your end. You pick up a product, you can scan a QR code with your phone, and boom, you get super detailed lab reports. It's like factual storytelling. Or you might tap an NFC chip, that's near-field communication, same thing you use for tap to pay, and you can instantly verify, yep, this is the real deal, and maybe even get some loyalty points. And all of this can lead you to a full-on digital passport that shows you the product's entire life story.
And these digital product passports, they're becoming absolutely essential, especially with new rules coming out of the EU. They're the key to everything. Total transparency, tracking a product from the moment it's a seed to the moment you buy it, fighting off counterfeit fakes, and proving you're following all the environmental laws. It's a huge deal.
Okay, so our label has looks and it has brains. But what about its body? The actual materials of the label and the packaging have gone through their own radical change, all thanks to sustainability and safety.
Look, sustainability isn't just some feel-good buzzword anymore. It's a flat-out legal and financial requirement. Companies are getting hit with massive fees for using non-recyclable materials, and that pressure is forcing them to get incredibly creative. We're talking about stuff that sounds like science fiction. Protective packaging grown from mushrooms that you can just toss in your home compost. Or even packaging made from seaweed that's literally carbon negative. It's amazing.
Okay, quick question for you. Ever wonder why you're seeing less and less black plastic on shelves? I mean, for all kinds of products, not just in this space. It's not a coincidence. There's a really specific, kind of nerdy reason why it's disappearing.
Here's the deal. The scanners at recycling plants, the ones that sort all the plastic, they use near-infrared light. And carbon black plastic just absorbs that light. It's basically invisible to the machines. So if you want your package to actually get recycled, you can't make it black. Simple as that. A tiny technical glitch is changing the design of an entire industry. Wild, right?
And last but not least, there's the safety puzzle. So the packaging has to be child-resistant, meaning a little kid can't get into it. But it also has to be senior-friendly, so an older customer with maybe arthritis can still open it. That's a tough design challenge. And here's the kicker. There's a new rule for products used more than once. It has to stay child-resistant for its entire life, not just the very first time you open it. And that's actually pushed companies to come up with some much smarter, more ergonomic designs that work better for everybody.
So where does this all lead? See, the smartest companies out there have had a revelation. All these rules, they're not a burden. They're a weapon. In this new world, being compliant, that's the new cool. It's a massive competitive advantage.
And if you really want to see where the puck is going, look at Europe. There are these pilot programs running where, get this, all branding is forbidden. Gone. The packaging is totally plain. The label is nothing but cold, hard data. Harvest dates, lab reports, you name it. In that world, the product is its data. Your cool logo means nothing, but a bulletproof data trail, that's everything.
So here's the bottom line. In a market where you still have to worry about illegal, unsafe products, that fully compliant label, the one with transparent data, made from sustainable materials, with smart safety features, that's not just a sticker. It's the ultimate signal of quality. It's a seal of trust. And that's something no billboard, no TV ad could ever buy.
Which kind of leaves us with one last big question to chew on. After watching this thing evolve from a simple throwaway sticker into this powerhouse of design, technology, and data, you have to wonder, is it possible that the label has actually become more important than the product itself? Something to think about.